Hi, this is Katie from Memories to Keepsakes, and I am here with a video showing you an item I made for a swap. The swap is on minialbumscraps.name.com, and it was a coffee sleeve or coin envelope mini album swap. The challenge of the swap was steampunk, and by challenge, it doesn't necessarily mean that you had to do steampunk. It was just a challenge to kind of go out of your element and try different things. If you watch my videos, you know steampunk's one that I do a lot and I enjoy doing, and so this album was super easy for me to make because this paper inspires me tremendously. So I'm just going to show you real quick what I made. I did choose to do the coffee sleeve, so I just used my recycled Starbucks coffee sleeves that I get from my coffee, and I will walk step by step through what I did and show you the completed project. So this is what the album looks like. I used 6 coffee sleeves and I bound it together using a Tim Holtz swivel clasp. Let me get in frame here. So some of the pages are pretty simple, and then some of them are more detailed. For the front page right here, I just took an image from the paper collection, and the flower right here is a Wild Orchid Crafts flower. I got that from Nancy at Going Crazy. I got it in a package from her, so thank you, Nancy. I was really excited to use those, and I liked how it turned out. I put a little bit of distress stain on it, just to give it a more like grunged up look. And then I used a Recollections flower, kind of a teal color, and then one of the new Recollections like hard resin flowers. I placed this hard flower on top of a gear from the Tim Holtz gears and sprockets, and then I put a little Prima pearls there. For the binding, I just used the ball and chain from Tim Holtz, and I put some tulle and some lace and some seam binding that I dyed, and a couple other things just to give it a little bit more character. Okay, so my first page. Okay, so these are my first 2 pages. On this one, I left really plain, just the front side of the cover. Left it for a photo mat, or the receiver of this swap can do whatever she wants with this mini album, so I'm really excited about it. Like I said, I did leave a lot of stuff plain. I know some people usually put tags in these, like in the opening, but I didn't, for the sake that I'm not sure what my partner will want to do with it, so I'm leaving her some options as far as that goes. On this page, I bought this turquoise like crushed velvet ribbon, and I just created a pleated ribbon by adhering it down here and then taking hot glue and folding it and hot gluing and then folding and hot gluing. So I really liked the way that turned out. I thought it looked really nice. And it was just a nice alternative to buying pleated ribbon, much less expensive. And then I used this little butterfly like filigree. I also got that from Nancy in a package, and that I believe is another Wild Orchid Crafts item. Another Recollections flower is just a peach color one. I thought it went well with this paper collection. And then a Tim Holtz Adage ticket. I edged it with the walnut stain distress ink, and I put some Mod Podge on it to give it some strength and kind of curled up the edges a bit. And I put that in there using a Tim Holtz memo pen. So those are the first 2 pages. And then we're going to turn this, and this page, again, pretty simple, an image from the paper collection. I love this teal color, and I like the script on here and the gears and everything about it, so I try not to cover it up a whole lot, but I did put a piece of pleated ribbon trim. It's got like pleated ribbon and tulle. I like the way that looked there, and it went with the black in the paper collection. And then over to this page, I took a piece of craft plastic, actually this graphics clear craft plastic, and I cut it to the size that I needed it to cover the sleeve, and then I used a couple different colors of Tim Holtz alcohol ink. I want to say I used Latte and Terracotta. And I did that after I had stamped the image from the Graphic 45 stamps that go along with the steampunk paper. So I stamped the image on here. I want to say I used Stays On, and then I alcohol inked around it. Actually over it and around it. And I really like the effect that I got. This color worked very well with the collection, and so I was pleased with that. And I just layered it over this plain sheet here. Again, all the pages are inked with the walnut stain. Okay, and the next page is this one. I took a couple different, for this top little embellishment, I took a couple different trims and crocheted ribbon, this teal one, and then I took a smaller oranger one, and then I put some half-back pearls on top of that just to kind of create a little bit of dimension. Down here I used a couple different flowers. All of these are actually Recollections flowers. The teal little hard resin one, and then brown ones, and then the like orange colored Recollections flower. I did put stickles on the mulberry paper flowers. I put like a bronze on the brown ones, and on the orange one I put orange, just as a little embellishment. And then on this one I use a paper from the collection, and then I cut out some of the gears from the Tim Holtz mini gear die. I did the technique here where you put the Tim Holtz Distress Ink embossing ink on there, and then you pour on the Vintage Photo Distress embossing powder, and you rub a little bit off once you've set it with your heat gun. And then I put Vintage Photo around the edges, and then I rub a little bit of gold rub and buff on there. It's the antique gold, and I just kind of like the look that that gives. It looks more industrial like. And then these other two gears, I used a little bit of the paper from the collection. Once again, I put some walnut stain distress ink around the edges just to give it a more distressed look. Here we are. And then I put it up on dimensional just to give it a little bit more of a dimensional look. Next page. This one I really liked what I did. I just used an image from the collection, but I did go over it with Rock Candy Crackle, Rock Candy Crackle paint, and then I went over it with Vintage Photo Distressing to kind of show the crackle in there. I left this wide open for a photo, and I really like the way that turned out. And then this one, I did a little bit of experimenting. I've never used the glass micro beads. Let me grab them. These beads, they're the Martha Stewart luster glass micro beads. Okay, you can see that. I bought a couple different colors. I bought them because they were on clearance by Michael's. They're normally like $4.99, and I think they were $1.49. So I thought surely I could find a good use for them. And then what I did is I took almost like a super glue, because I tried hot glue first and they were not sticking. You can tell there's a couple that kind of rubbed off, but I don't mind the look of it. It just kind of looks more distressed. But I was hoping to get the whole dress forms covered, but I couldn't get that done. But so I took some like super glue, and then I just dumped the beads on there, made sure they stayed inside the lines, and then kind of heat set it just to dry the super glue quicker. So I used a turquoise. This is called feldspar, and then the bronze is called copper, and then the orange one is fire opal, and the brown is brownstone. So you'll have to tell me what you think of that, or if you like the way that looks and that technique. And then I just put one of the Tim Holtz photo corners on the corner of this. This next page, I used this paper from the collection, just a brown one. I used a lollipop flower, and I used my Imaginist eye top to create a custom brad that went along with the paper collection, and then put a little bit of feathers and some sequins just to kind of top it all off. And then on this final page, another image from the collection. I like this image, so I left it pretty plain. Another sprocket with the distress embossing powder technique with the gold rub and buff. And again, all of the pages are inked in vintage photo. And then here's the back, just an image from the collection. I did use the copper extra large eyelets on the front and the back just to give the closure a little bit more support. So overall, I had never made one of these coffee sleeve albums. I really enjoyed making it. It was kind of a fast project, which was nice. And I really hope my partner enjoys it. I'm getting ready to send it out actually tomorrow. I just had to make the video super fast. But actually when you're watching this, it'll probably be a couple days later because I'm going to wait till she sees it to post the video. I want it to be a surprise what it looks like. So there's that. And then I'm just going to send her a little bag of goodies to go with it. A couple Tim Holtz rosettes that I made, a butterfly, some separate gears and sprockets, some used tokens, some images from the paper collection and some flowers, as well as a trinket pin, a hinge clip, and just some other little goodies, so that way if she wants to embellish it a little more, she can. So I really hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Again, let me know about that bead technique and if you like that or not, and I can make some more stuff with that. Thank you so much, and I hope you like my steampunk mini album. And again, the Ning website that's for is minialbumscraps.ning.com, and I will put the address in the link below. That way you can check it out. It's an excellent site, lots of swaps, great place to meet a lot of crafty and amazing people. So have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.